We started at around 12:12. It's now 5 o'clock. It is Monday, 4/5-10. That's May 5th, 2010. April. Whatever. April 10th, April 5th,
2010.
What he said. Okay, so that means if it's 5 o'clock now, we started at 12:12. It's about 5 hours. Yeah?
Yes.
Yes. The members in attendance were me and Forrest.
Yes.
Or Forrest and I. So here's what we did. We started building something, and when we realized that we were just throwing stuff together and that isn't going to work. So we sat down and started to actually design something.
We started to go from the end to the start.
Yeah, we're starting at the end and working backwards, which actually is much better than going the other way around. We did build one thing, however. I will grab it. It's a funnel, and we cut the bottom off and have attached this tube device to it. And what happens is a marble will roll down this tube, spin it down the funnel and out the bottom to do one thing, to displace water in a cup below. So here's where some of the ideas. So we started with the bell, and what we're going to do is take a bell, and it's going to be hit by a swinging ball. It's just going to swing down. That ball is magnetic. And then Forrest, explain how that part works. Just the ball and the magnet above it.
So there's going to be a thin piece of wood. And the marble ball is going to be below it, and there's going to be a magnet above it, and a string is going to be attached to that magnet. And there's going to be a pulley where one side is the magnet, the other side is a weight. And that weight will drop and pull the magnet. Yes. Which will subsequently, because the marble that is attached to the string is magnetic, will be released and hit the bell. Now, here's how the weight's going to drop. The weight is sitting on a little trap door that has a little kind of sliding locking device in it. And what's going to happen is, when this little lock is pulled, the trap door is going to fall down and this weight's going to fall through, thus pulling on the pulley, which then pulls on the magnet, which then releases the little ball. Okay, so how are we going to pull out that little slidey bar thing? Well, that goes to a different thing. Marbles are going to be dropped into a cup. The cup will then fill with water, and the displaced water will go down a tube. The tube will then pour into this cup that's attached to a pulley, which will pull out the slider. So marbles into water, water comes up and it goes down into the tube. The tube fills up a cup, the cup pulls down, pulls out the slider, the trap door will open, drop the weight, which will then pull the magnet, which will then release the marble. And it goes back even farther. The marbles are stored up in a cup up above the whole mechanism. This cup is attached to a lever, kind of like a seesaw. And this seesaw is stored in a down position with rubber bands on the top, with a stopper that holds it up. So then the stopper is pulled out of the way. This makes the whole lever jump up like this. It tips over the cup. The cup pours out the marbles. The marbles travel down this thing, down into here, into the water, which then displaces the water, which then comes up, pours down the tube into the cup, which then pulls the thing out, releases the trap door weight, which then releases the weight that pulls on the other pulley, which then subsequently pulls on the magnet and then releases the magnetic ball and knocks it into the bell. And that's what we have so far. Run! We had this idea before the bucket that would fill with water and pull it down. We had the idea of a super absorbent substance like a sponge or the material inside of diapers, but it didn't. We decided to throw it out because it's not reliable
at all. Yeah, it would change everything every single time. It wouldn't be consistent. We'll do it another time. We can make two if you really want to. Here you can see the bell idea. This thing swings down and knocks into the bell. Here's the magnet sitting above it, up here. This is a piece of wood. So then this wood is then pulled down. This magnet is pulled on up here by this mechanism. I know it's up here, but just deal with it. So this actually is this bucket is representing that bucket. So this bucket fills with water, pulls out the trapdoor, which then flaps down and pulls on the weight. The weight that would be here pulls down and pulls this out. This releases. Pulls out the tube, the trapdoor opens. So then, marbles down the tube, down the funnel, into the water, into the tube here. Marbles down the funnel, tube here, down the tube, which then pulls out this, which makes this weight fall, which then pulls down here, pulls away magnet, causes that to swing, hit the bell. And the back here, we have the lever pulled on these rubber bands here, and there's a stopper, fulcrum, cup. When the stopper is pulled out, this lever comes down around the fulcrum, pushes up on this cup. This cup then dumps on the bottom of the cup. This cup then dumps all the marbles into this tube down here, into the funnel. The funnel pours into here. Then that funnel water pours down into this cup, also represented here, which then pulls out this thing, this little stopper, this little bracket, which then causes the trapdoor to open and drop this weight. This weight, which technically then would be here, would pull down here, move this magnet out of the way. This string would be released, swing down, hit the bell.